You are the Knight, a picture-perfect nobody on track to imprison a god. You are to do this because your big brother had feelings for his dad, and now an evil god is working through him by that very weakness, feeling. And so you journey down to fight your brother in a final test of worthiness of imprisoning the Radiance infection, and... Today, I'm talking about one of the 2.5 god killers in Indie Cross, the Knight, only to, once again, lose to the goofiest of characters and get ragdolled around everywhere single-handedly carrying your whole team of bombs. Seriously, you might have the most unlocked-in team on the whole planet. And, unlike Frisk just wanting to go back home, there is nothing back at home for you to go back to because this Frisk guy just murdered your whole entire flippin' kingdom. And for the added effect, let free an all-consuming infection caused by an evil god ravaging anyone else still alive. So after your ghost enters the portal that monster went through, you decide to follow it since there's nothing left but dreams here. You enter and absorb all your stuff back, meeting 2 girls in the process. Before any introductions can be made, the ground splits right open and the red-haired girl saves you, hanging onto a ledge, so you crystal dash off of that ledge back to safety, bowing to her as a sign of your respect. So as the ground conveniently quickly returns to normal, you stumble across a yellow little robot before it gets attacked by the same thing that attacked you. And I realize this is the only time the Knight actually gets to see Frisk, and it's when they're drenched in their own blood. So after the two have a brief scuffle, the robot teleports the thing away, only to be attacked again, with you jumping in front of it to tank the hit. You stupidly flawed vessel. The Radiance would have made quick work of you in a day. You're supposed to be emotionless, and you already have by the end of episode 1, not 1, but 2 friends you've saved the lives of? The episode picks up right where you left off, with a standoff between you, a mountain climber with hair down to her feet, and opposing you, a knight wielding a shovel and a talking sentient cup pointing his finger at you like it's meant to be threatening. Now, I'd assume you can't understand them, but for the sake of this video, let's say you can. The Shovel Knight says he's encountered similar foes resembling the robot you now protect, with their actions being evil. The cup just wants to blast someone. Madeline is trying to explain to these weirdos that they all just want to go home and this robot is their best chance of doing that. And so they attack. You signal for Madeline to get the robot away from them so you can 2v1 them. But you slightly underestimated your foes. They have a farther reach, have a lot more power behind their punches, and they fight alongside each other like they've been doing so their entire lives. And so you get in a depressing wombo combo, unable to do anything, and they go to chase after the robot after they're done with you. You proceed to plot for an entire minute because there's no way they killed you. There are no benches outside of Hollow Nest. Once you come back, you are locked in and ready to get your get back at these bums. You start off with this nice severing of the stronger one's main weapon, and then they put you in a similar combo, but this time you're ready for it, equipping a specific charm and pairing it with your ground slam, splitting them up and forcing the Shovel Knight to save the Cuphead. And then you spare them. Dude, I haven't played all of Hollow Knight yet, but I get the gist of it. You're meant to be soulless. These guys literally attacked you. You have the right and duty as the Hollow Knight to end these fools. But no, you don't, and you listen to the lore fest of why these indie game protagonists are here and how to get them back home. Basically, the robot tells you that there are these rogues out there that are really evil robots, and the energy of just one of them could send you home. Not that that's really what you want to do, because you really didn't have to go through this portal here. So while you're scribbling down all this information, one of them shows up, also able to make the ground split open and flying through the air like it's weightless. You don't really do much in this scene, just not act stupid like the other 2 guys you just defeated. You tag along with the others while they fix the problems they created and fall into yet another portal. In this dimension, there are towering floating buildings that stretch across the horizon. Your team decides to hunker down at this bar where you encounter yet another person, a cat child. These characters are getting more and more increasingly weird. Basically, he's not hostile and you guys can't stay here after all. This is where a lot of nothing happens, especially for you, since fighting is kind of your whole game. So while the cast is eating pancakes, Charlotte teaches you how to actually harm the rogues. After that, you just read Shovel Knight's mind, which was totally uncalled for. You could just assume the reason he's moping around is because he lost his shovel, already something you offered a replacement for, and he declined, saying his shovel meant too much to him. I guess now you know why he's really sad now. His dimension got jumped by a big red robot that in no way looks similar to Charlotte, and his companion sacrificed herself for him. Then you both get rudely interrupted by Cuphead, and he challenges Shovel Knight to a game of darts. Madeline joins in too, so while they're doing that, you scribble down even more into your notes. And by the way, this is where we get context of Frisk murdering all of Hollow Nest. We know Frisk would do this, and the fact that it's coming from the Knight means we have no reason to doubt it. After that, they switch to playing chess, and you decide to help Nico fix Shovel Knight's shovel. A new feeling unlocked because the only motivation I can think of for you to do this is guilt. Apparently, whatever the hell you guys were doing worked though, because in the next fight, it appears to be fully repaired.
See how far it gets you. See how far it gets you.
So, after the group really does just a whole bunch of nothing, Charlotte the robot senses a rogue nearby, so you finally all get ready. You let all the others go first, waiting some 30 seconds before joining the battle. Not new, of course, and when you do, you cook for a second, and then you get thrown out a window. Charlotte is about to get disemboweled, and you can't do anything about it. That is until this guy shows up and assumes the place for the carrier of the team. He does so much damage, in fact, he almost solos it, and probably would have if he didn't hesitate for some reason. Because he left it alive, you have to show him and everyone on your team the real reason why you're here. You jump up into the sky where everyone is and jump onto Shovel Knight's newly repaired shovel, launching you off of it with Cuphead's EX and your Crystal Dash. You completely murder Game Master. After the battle is over, Charlotte then absorbs Game Master and you prepare to watch Shovel Knight go home. But you guys get jumped by the remaining rogues, completely scattering your team into different portals, all except the bum and your homegirl. So for one last act of unhollowness, you sacrifice yourself to save them. R.I.P. the greatest of all time. But he's going to come back though, we all know this. Moro said next episode will explore petrification more, so he's basically indirectly saying that petrification is not death. And if it's not, then the Knight and the Beheaded are likely going to team up. Welcome to the end of the video. If you really did like it, consider subscribing for more Indie Cross content in the future, and go check out my other Indie Cross videos on various things. Oh, and for you pesky little loyal fans, I now have a Discord, so if you want to be closer to me, that's the place to be. Trust me with your subscription.